Pain to Champagne, turning your trials and tribulations into a testimony. Hi, guys. Welcome to the first official episode of the Pain to Champagne podcast, where we are celebrating healing, growth, and testimony. I am your host, Ariana. For starters, I just want to give you guys a little bit of background about me and where my headspace is at going into this podcast. So, for one, I'm 24 years old. I am Italian and African American. I'm currently living on my own. I'm one of 6 children. I like to say I came from a great family, very dysfunctional dynamic, but we're here. My parents did what they could. Going into Pain to Champagne, I really just want to touch on the title of the podcast. So when I think of the term pain to champagne, to me, it's turning your trials and tribulations into a testimony. I feel like everything that we go through in life is just, all for a better cause. I feel like the things you go through are, things that somebody else is going to get to learn from down the road. And I feel like anything that you go through, whether it be good or bad, is something that ultimately impacts you for the good. I think it's super important to just see positives in every situation, even though sometimes it can be extremely hard, even though, life is constantly throwing curveballs at you. I feel like it's so important to turn all of your negative experiences into positives and at least be able to take at least the smallest bit of wisdom away from every situation. We also can't forget that we are all a part of the same human experience. So everybody lives different lives. However, we're all human beings and we can all relate in some sort of way. So a big part of me going into this podcast is just creating a safe space for humans to feel like they can be seen and they can be heard openly and genuinely without being judged. Ideally, I just want to share some of my stories and testimonies, people I've met, things I've seen at my 24 years of age. And invite people on and have people do the same exact thing. Whether it be, somebody that works a regular 9 to 5 like me, or, an upcoming rapper, upcoming photographer, videographer, an artist, a hairstylist, estheticians, just to like broaden the spectrum and just make sure that we all are aware that, we're all experiencing the same issues. I think a super important part of having me on the podcast, sharing my experiences, and inviting guests on the podcast to share theirs is to show that we've all been through something, and we've all gotten through something. Like, you're gonna go through certain things in life and you're gonna make it out, and it's completely up to you whether you want the situation to make you or break you. I really just want my stories to resonate. I want my words to resonate. I want them to touch at least one person. I want people to feel like they can just listen to me and feel open and feel, understood and heard. And I would really like to just represent for just human beings in general. Like, we all go through certain things. This is just my way of feeling like I can connect with people, and hopefully you guys can connect with me too. See how I can relate to people, see how they can relate to you, and kind of just dive deeper into the understanding that we are all human beings and we all go through the same experience. Ideally, I want to influence somebody to turn their pain into champagne. Celebrate your testimony, celebrate the things you've been through, just remember where you come from, and remember the things that you've gone through, because ultimately that's what creates you. Like, that is who you are. You wouldn't be the person, you wouldn't have the character, you wouldn't, move the way you move, talk the way you talk, act the way you act if it wasn't for the things that you went through. So I think it's so important to just reflect back on that and, one, recognize that yourself, that you got through certain things and that certain things happen to you for this reason. And two, share your story with others because you never know who you could impact. That is basically where we're headed into going into the Pain to Champagne pod. I hope that this is something that you guys, can embrace. I think anybody that is sitting home watching, we don't pay enough attention to the fact that it is so heartwarming and moving when you just have people backing your creative mindset. To feel like I can just push out, like content, and feel like I can push out a podcast and speak and just talk to you guys and just know that there are people out there that hear my voice and are interested in what I have to say. Like, that's so heartwarming to for me to feel like I can just be in my creative space and, have people to back me up and say like, "Hey, yeah, this is a really good idea." Um, it's just an overwhelming feeling. I thank God for, just being in the position that I'm in, having all the resources to kind of just do this. And to finish off the pod, I really just want to say this can be a sign to anybody that's watching. You are the only person that is standing in your way. You are the only person that is blocking whatever dream you have from becoming a reality. You are the only person standing in your way. Pick up the phone, save up for the equipment, invest in yourself, and make it happen. There's nobody else that is standing in your way besides yourself. Stop caring about what people think. Stop worrying about the what ifs. And, there's so much fear in the unknown, but you will never see what's on the other side of that fear if you don't just do it. Just do it. So yeah, that's kind of where I just want to leave off on this intro. Episode 1 of, Pain to Champagne Pod. Just my little, introduction to you guys. I'm really, really excited to just see where this takes me. You can follow the pod on all social media platforms and streaming services at Pain to Champagne Pod. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.